Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem B'Rakakwadash. This is y&ymission. I like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. y&ymission teaches the 100% true doctrine is GMS. They're talking about scaling back international flights, and the timing of this is all pointing at a lockdown. So basically, the Ebola outbreak, the jet fuel prices, and ICE, the illegal immigration, all DHS, Department of Homeland Security, they want to lock these airports down, and it's a combination of things. But like I said, the airports are already federally controlled by Trump and them, basically. But the states and the cities in these states are considered what they're saying sanctuary cities. Okay, that's these like Democratic ran liberal cities, and basically where Jakes are, northern tribe, southern tribe, and you happy-go-lucky snowflakes, you white Edomites, all right? So that's like the major cities like D.C., New York, Miami, Dallas, Houston, Los Angeles, Chicago. Those are sanctuary cities, but these states have different laws, including the district. They have their own laws. Okay, so Trump, what they're trying to do is get control of these cities like they are controlling the cities that these airports are in. And a lot of these airports have international access, gateway to international overseas. Because see, this devil's trying to lock everything down, and he's going to use this poly crisis, these Ebola outbreaks. He's going to use immigration standards, which is with ICE in these airports, and he's going to use what's the other one? The weather, the jet fuel prices. Also, Southwest is pulling out of Washington Dulles Airport, IAD. They're not going to be flying any more out of there. And as far as the tri-state goes, as far as DC has 3 airports: Dulles, BWI, and Reagan. Okay. BWI and Dulles have international gateway access, but because of the nation's capital, Reagan doesn't. It's just domestic or in the United States. So basically, you cannot fly out of DCA Reagan and go overseas directly from Washington D.C. You can't do that because this devil is spooked. They put all these laws into place, and it's the nation's capital. They're scared that people, different things can transpire, and that's bringing them too close to the capital. Just like how they're using this outbreak, everybody is being funneled on the outskirts of D.C. Technically, Dulles Airport is in Virginia, but that's what they're talking about. The plan floated by DHS, Department of Homeland Security, centers on whether the federal government should continue providing custom processing at airports in so-called sanctuary cities in states that limit cooperation with federal immigration enforcement. Without these services, airports would effectively lose their ability to function as international gateways, gateways. So, because Trump and them want the states to do what, and these sanctuary cities that I named, to do what they want, and they're not. A lot of them aren't complying. So they go in through the airports, because remember, the airports are federally funded and controlled by what? The FAA, Federal Administrative Aviation, Federal Aviation Administration. Okay, so the feds control the airports, but like I said, these cities that these airports are in are not controlled by the feds, and they want control, right? So they have a list of cities, airports that could be possibly shutting down. All right, so I'm going to give you, among the most significant are New York's JFK International Airport, which is the leading U.S. hub for international passengers, Los Angeles International Critical Gateway for Trans-Pacific Newark Liberty International, Chicago O'Hare Airport, Portland International Airport, Oregon, and Washington Dulles. Oh yeah, and I think Southwest is pulling out of Chicago as well. They're not going to be flying there no more. All right, so this is about to get real messy. All right, ripple effect. Okay, what happens next? It was a list I thought I saw on here. Oh, okay. Several other large airports could also face disruptions depending on how any policy is applied. Right, so they're in the works of making this happen. It's not set in stone yet, but they're gonna try to dangle the stick on the carrot in front of everybody. All right, including Dallas Fort Worth International, Miami, Seattle, Tacoma, San Francisco, all of which process millions of international travelers. Right, so Trump and them going out, they're going to use the jet fuel thing to go after these policies to change the rules and the jet fuel shortage, and they're going to use the Ebola and Hanta and norovirus outbreaks, okay, to strangle these airports. This devil wants control of the skies, and he does not want, like I've been saying, he doesn't want any commercial flights no more. Just private and or military to secure the airspace. Okay, they're trying to have a controlled crash of them losing power, and it's not going to happen that way. All right, the Heavenly Father is not going to allow it to happen that way. This devil is about to go down hard. All right, so I'll bring out some scriptures real quick. Revelations 12:12. Therefore rejoice, O heavens, and you who dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of earth and the sea, for the devil has come down to you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has a short time. Okay, right. So he's coming down with these policies, like you said, changing laws, trying to implement things. They're going to get these airports. I mean, they're going to get these cities, but they're using the airports. They're going through the airports to get a foothold, because the airports are in these states and around these cities that are sanctuary cities that are giving the most pushback to Trump's administration. All right. But they gotta lock these airports down. The lockdown for these airports is coming. Plus, with the jet fuel, these airports, these airlines pay for terminal space. When a plane is on the ground, on the tarmac, it's not making any money. So that could be for a number of reasons: weathers, delays, cancellations, deboarding, ground stops, registration for the planes. I saw in one article or one post somebody did online, they said that people had to deboard a Southwest plane because the registration didn't clear, and they had to bring a new one for that particular plane in the fleet. And these airlines have hundreds of planes in their fleet, so money is getting tight. These airlines are losing money. You know, they're losing their status. They're losing routes. Okay. And then these airports are going to become processing for the Motb eventually. You know, Luke 10:18. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Right. So this devil, man, Esau, Amalek, they're falling fast from their heaven, man. The Heavenly Father in these last 5-6 years has really turned up on these guys, man, on these men. All right, he's shutting this thing down. All right. So I just wanted to bring that out real quick. All right. So, things is getting tight, and he's coming down with great wrath. Okay. The devil. All right. So with that, I like to say all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.